your convenience, you can call me Lee. Today, the same thing, I continue learning from Mr. Proctor, and I'm going to talking about thinking. At the same time, I'm going to share some of my aha moment with you. So please pay attention. I share my experience with you guys. Maybe one sentence from Mr. Bob Proctor can wake you up. He mentioned this is kind of like a series, but I read from this part. He said, if you ask the average person on the street, they would say that everybody thinks. But the truth is, very few think. Mental activities does not constitute thinking. What this book, of course, he mentioned about the Think and Grow Rich. I told you guys, he read it since 1961. Basically, the book, when he's reading, he realized they are going to be searching for meaning to life. Why are we alive? What are we going to do? What are we going to do with our life? I started to realize I was 26 and there was no meaning to my life. I woke up in the morning and did whatever I did, and then I lay down at night. I went to bed. I did this year after year, day after day, up 26 years. But as I started reading this book, I started to study the lives of people that had really done something with their life. And everything that I studied indicated that these people were the really giants of history. They were no different than you and me. And the more I studied, I think the more I began to search for meaning for me. From my life, I honestly believe if you have no meaning for life, if you are not on the journey into meaning, your life is very shallow and it lives like the minnows. You got to get out into the deep. You got to really put some serious meaning into life. Now, I began doing that 55 years ago, not like I'm today. I think it's been a gradual process. I'm becoming probably more and more aligned with the idea of searching for meaning to everything I do every day. I don't want to do anything just to do it. I want to have some meaning to it. And I honestly believe if I can help other people do the same thing, then I'm accomplishing what I'm setting up to accomplish. Because I came to the conclusion that the way I lived for first 26 years of my life is the way the vast majority of people spend their entire life. And over the years, I have become more focused. And I think the only thing that we lack is focus and imagination. I read where author said it's weakness of focus and the poverty of imagination. Our lives can be rich, meaningful, adventure. Life should be never bored. Every day should have a dimension of excitement to it. Excitement is probably the wrong word. Meaning would be the better word. I think every day should have a dimension of meaning to it, so that when we lay down at night, we realize that we are universe's highest form of creation. We've got mental faculties and just blow your mind as you begin to study it. And so I think I don't believe we are giving all these awesome powers, these awesome potentials just to get by. Anyway, here I just in case you're curious, because I told you guys I don't have any religion, but I do believe everybody need to have good heart. So I changed Miss Bob Proctor's God to the universe as a respect. Anyway, let's continue. I really truly believe that we should really be searching for meanings every day. And if we want to have something going on where every day become adventure and we bring more of ourselves to the surface. And I think if we do that, when we lay down at night, we'll be a lot more content and we'll like ourselves a little bit better. I really believe the more of ourselves we develop, the more we bring to the party, the better we are going to like ourselves. I've got to the point now where I really like myself. I'm not swayed by other people's opinion, and somebody else doesn't like me, that's their problem. I think I'm a nice guy, and if they don't like me, that problem something in themselves they don't like. And I think it's very important we are like ourselves. I think it's important to understand the depth there is to our potential. There's nothing on the planet that will equalize us. I mentioned time and time again, you may have heard me say it before, but all the other little creatures on the planet are completely at home in the environment. They blend in. You and I are totally disoriented in our environment because we've got the capacity and create our own environment. And I think we want to do a good job of it. I think we want to make every day count because we don't know how long we're going to be here. And I think we want to make certain that the trip we are on has really deep meaning to it. Think. It's the highest function we have capable of. If we think and really understand what thought is, thought waves are cosmic waves that penetrate all time and space. We are dealing with universe energy. We are creative beings. And when we take a thought and internalizing that, magic things start to happen. You cannot just think and grow rich. You have to do something with those thoughts. He also points out that thoughts, which are mixed with any of the feelings of emotions, constituted a magnetic force, which attracts from the vibration of the other similar or relative thoughts. He said thoughts, magnetizing with emotion, may be compared to a seed which, when planted in fertilized soil, germinated, grows, and multiplies itself over and over again until that which was originally a small seed becomes countless millions of seeds of the same brand. It's like a man said, anybody can count how many seeds in an apple, but no one knows how many apples are in a seed. We want to start playing with our mind. We want to start gaining an understanding of what thought is. Generally, you can get involved in thought transference, that's telepathic communication, and you are doing it all the time. Odds are, maybe you don't understand what you are doing. As we gain an understanding of this magnificent mind that we have, and the power of the thought, and start understanding what thought is, you can get involved in thought transference. You can attract the thought to you because when we think on frequency. And the good that we desire is already here. But we're going to start thinking on that frequency. Or we'll never attract the thought that build the idea that really will take us to where we want to go. This is not a complicated concept to understand, but it's not the one you are just going to pick up, going through your motions every day. It's something you are going to have to stop and play with. Thinking. You have ability to think. You've got to take those thoughts and internalizing them. And when you do that, your entire being, mind, and body move into the vibration that's dictated by the kind of thought you are internalizing. It's like Solomon said, as a person thinketh in their heart. The heart is a subject of the mind. That's what the early Greeks called the subconscious mind, was a heart. And the heart of the subconscious mind is universal mind. So when you plant an idea in your heart, in your subject of mind, that idea is connected to everything that's necessary for the manifestation of the idea. We are dealing with laws. We are dealing with the ordinary universe. I just love this concept of thinking. I love it more. I love teaching it. It took me 9 years to figure out how my life changed. My life changed like night and day. At the end of the 9 years, I understand what I had done. I had built ideas in my mind, and then I internalized them. I got emotionally involved in them, and if you will do that, that's what our intuition is all about. Because, of course, I like to guys, I don't join, any program, but I'm just so grateful because Mr. Proctor put everything on YouTube as a free one, so I'm learning. And also I realize it's my personality. I need to learn freely, so I use my time. It doesn't mean I stop learning, but I stop. I just stop joining any program. It's just getting all this information, things like I told you guys, it is getting involved with me. I'm really get hooked with this. I'm just trying to go to deeper. So anyway, of course, I do believe the teaching goes deeper, but from my experience, I just learned whatever we can think, whatever we have idea in our mind, as long as you get involved with you need to get involved with your emotionally, you really want it, it will happen. But at the same time, remember sometimes we're joking about you think some people are very famous, they're they said they're too high to reach. One way is wrong, one way is right. The wrong meaning is it's hard to approach them because you're not on that frequency. But at the same time, you think about most great people, they love to help others. Think about it, Mr. Proctor. Take him 9 years to realize he start put all his thoughts together, and he want teaching you whatever he has, he want you have. But it's thinking about that, it sounds easy, but not everybody can do it because basically this is like a paradigm. We need to think about it. We need to know our mind and our body, what the relationship. Because most of us we trained by when we see the result, we just let the result controlling us. But now because your mind basically control everything. So after you study yourself, if because your idea, your thought creating all those feelings, and the feelings put in your body, getting those vibration, whatever vibrates, right? That's like salt is vibrating, and then that's what you trapped. So my point is now, whatever happens in your life, stop blame others. Spend time with yourself. And don't thinking, some people sneakily thinking, oh, they try to thinking others a bad thing, but now this thought is a travel, the thought waves. So basically, if you want to really play, you want successful, basically you are playing with the universe law. That law are not man-made, so no man can change it. So if you want to win, you have to in harmony with that. So don't get a bad thought. It's okay in your life. Someone maybe like bother you, whatever, but don't let them control you, because whatever you think, it's gonna be penetrate all the time, all the space. So if you want to getting better on reaching the good people, you need to stay on their frequency. At the same time, when I'm reading those, I'm thinking, and things like all the thoughts traveling, right? And I believe Mr. Bob Proctor showed up on my journey. It's not accident either. So I just keep thinking in my mind. I know someday we're going to work in something together, because basically think about it, he wants his life meaningful. And I have Dashuai stuff like over 50 years with my Margaret stuff. So we can play around with those serving more people, for those artists and those who treat art as their spirit food. Because basically art is timeless and boundless. So there's a lot of meaningful in there. Anyway, I hope you guys like my message. And at the same time, thinking about now, you have to think. You have your marvelous mind. So thinking about the positive thing, eliminate all those negative stuff. Your life will change. Talk to you guys soon.